Yeah, that's the best.
Is that your fave?
It's my favourite.
It's a comedy.
Fart
show.
number 8.
It's a comedy.
It's tight, it's high, it's got everything.
See our handsome guest this morning, looking all lovely and handsome. He'll be in at 9 o'clock. In the meantime,
Hey!
There,
Bada bing.
let's say good morning to now actor, author, all-round nice guy, TV presenter, voiceover, and voiceover artist, Mr. Stephen Mangan is here.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good.
It's nice to be up, isn't it? And awake.
isn't it?
You say that as if you're not normally up and awake. I mean, it's 20 to 9.
Since 4, but I know you
You've
guys
been up
probably
since
have.
4?
Yeah, just woke up, busy brain. Needed to book a hotel room for Bilbao.
Yeah,
for a couple of weeks' time. Thanks very much.
Spurs are in the final.
They are.
Great.
Yeah.
What a season.
It's just been glory all the way.
Yeah.
I just loved everything about it.
Are you a Ange in or Ange out?
I'm just like
Not down, that's very personal.
I'm just very confused by the whole thing.
Yeah.
I can't handle this success and failure living cheek by jowl,
Yeah.
as Shakespeare would have put it.
It is an exhausting season for you, probably.
Yeah, everything's exhausting.
As a Leeds United fan, I'm very much looking forward to losing to Spurs next season at a beautiful stadium of yours.
Not sure we'll do that for you. We might help you out, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Back. Welcome back.
It's a very strange. It's been a very interesting season all the way through the football leagues. I mean, we've just got out of the Championship because we scored 100 points. But the team that are in second place also scored 100 points. I think it's the first time that's ever happened.
It is,
Two teams have scored 100 points.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And we're all so excited, but knowing that the last 2 seasons, I think the 3 teams that have gone up have gone straight back down again.
That's
It's
the
a
worry.
weird thing. It's like, yeah, we've made it to the promised land, which is a minefield of explosions and razor blades and ultimate sadness.
Yes.
Yay!
But that's life, isn't it?
That is life. You need a league in between the 2 leagues, really, I think, don't you?
We're going to talk about your book in just 1 second. But coincidentally, we ended up this morning talking about the TV show Postman Pat.
Oh,
And you are Postman Pat.
in the movie.
In
and
the
not
movie,
TV show, yeah.
you took that job away from Ken Barry. Now, and I was looking into this because I wanted to make that joke that you stole. Ken Barry was the voice of Postman Pat.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make that joke that you stole. So I just wanted to find out something about Ken Barry. He's sadly no longer with us. Ken Barry sang the theme tune to Postman Pat, but he also sang the theme tune to Heidi High.
Did he?
Oh!
Wow.
Was that him?
What?
Did he?
Yes, he did. So there you are.
Wow, I didn't
I'll have to
know
get onto my agent. They probably need a new one of those.
You can take that gig.
I mean,
Yeah.
What do you prefer in your line of work? Do you prefer presenting, acting, writing your amazingly successful books, or the lucrative world of voiceovers?
I'm an actor, that's it, first and foremost. I went to drama school.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, 3 years. So that's what I do and what I, see myself as. But the writing is fun because when you act, it's like a team sport and there's hundreds of people involved and it's a collaborative effort, which is great fun. But every now and again, you just want to be the one making all the decisions.
Right.
And you can do that in a book. And then once you've done that for a bit, you long to be back part of a team again. So bouncing between the two suits me very well.
Have you backed yourself into a kind of uncomfortable corner when it comes to work? Because we talked about your writing of the book. So the new book is here, if you're watching. It's The Fart That Saved the Universe. Very highbrow.
Yeah, book a prize coming, I feel.
Absolutely.
Now, the last book was, remind me, called...
The Fart That Broke World Book Day.
Right. There's your books are quite layered. No.
But they are, yeah.
But there's a lot of detail in your books.
Yeah.
So it's not like Johnny Fart Pants farts, everybody laughs, the end, right? So they're quite layered. They're very detailed. So they take a lot of work, I'd imagine. And I think we talked about the process before where you come up with an idea and then maybe I can do something with that and then you start putting it all together. So before you start writing it, you've already done loads of work. So this is the 7th book.
Yeah.
So you go, I've got an idea for the book.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as you just said, you're an actor. So your agent manager calls you up and goes, right, this has just come in. And you're like, I just kind of just started doing this. Do you have to juggle, or can you go, no, I'm doing the book now for the next 8-9 months?
That's never happened. I've never had a clear run at a book. Basically, the writing is like that expandable wall filler you put into cavity walls.
Right.
You know, whenever I'm not doing anything else, I should be writing, basically. And everything else, because, you know, you can write at 4 a.m, you can write on a Sunday morning, but, you know, I've just been in a play in the West End. That's 7:30 every night. You have to be there and you do that show. And then during the day, you do some writing. So, yeah, it is a juggle, and you never feel you quite have enough time in your life to see your children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's the maybe.
Remember them?
Maybe it's not perfect, but actually, in a weird way, it is perfect for you, because if you were to go, right, I'm going to clear all of next year so I can work on a new strand of book, or I'm going to take it this way or whatever, and then it's just what you do. Maybe you'd sit there and go,
Yeah.
maybe you work better when you go, I've literally got a couple of hours this
You
morning
have to write, yeah, completely. There's nothing like, the only way to start writing is to start writing, and the best way to make yourself start writing is that there's an editor waiting for a first draft and getting very cross that you haven't given it to her yet.
Yeah, that's good. Deadlines are good, aren't they?
Deadlines are good. So, yeah, I mean, I do need that thing, because then when you have something, you can then rework it and make it better. But yeah, you know, I'm in a very fortunate position, so there's no complaints. But it is a weird juggle that goes on. Yeah.
Do you have the same editor?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Are they helpful? Because surely the editor just goes, right, new book. Let me see what you got when you've got it. And you go, okay, so I'll go where I come with the idea. I'll plot it all out. I'll come up with new characters. I'll do all the writing. I'll send it to you, and you go, yeah, that bit's a bit boring. And you're like, really? 9 months? 9 months I've worked on this, and you just sit there waiting for it, and then you go, yeah, that's all right. Could be better.
I mean, no. I mean, you know, they ring me up and they say, we'd like you to write a new book. Have you got an idea? I say, have I got an idea? Have I got? I mean, what? Wow. Yeah. No, I don't have an idea. So we set a meeting for a few weeks' time, and then I'm supposed to go away and think of an idea, and I haven't by the meeting, but just sitting in the room and being embarrassed, and I start thinking of things, and then I go away, and then the ideas start to come. And yeah, you know, they are very good at saying you might paint yourself into a corner if you go down that route, or it needs a bit more plot. But yeah, it's a lot of solitary work, as you know, and then at the end of it, you need somebody to come in, because you can't see the wood for the trees. You need someone to go, the first bit, it's just very confusing.
Yeah.
Well done. You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I really mean that,
Thank you.
but I think most people, if they sat and thought about it, would come up with a good idea for a story, right? But to actually then really focus on it, plan it, plot it, think ahead, and then put it all together and actually write it.
7 times.
That's what most people can't do.
Yeah.
So, and what an achievement. And your 7th book.
7th book. When I first finished a book, and there are a lot of books out there, so a lot of people are doing this, but I figured anyone who finishes a book should be carried shoulder high through the streets. Because it is so much work. You really don't appreciate it. So, you know, hopefully AI will just take that burden off me.
No.
It'll never replace.
No.
Are you already writing your next one?
I am writing the next one. I'm writing a Christmas book as we speak.
Is it farty?
You love pressure, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You're right. It's May, and you're working on a Christmas book for this year?
Yeah. I've got it, the Waterstones are expecting it any minute now. Yes, I am. And I'm not. I need to hand the first draft in a week on Monday, and I'm not quite anywhere near really. So I've got to do a lot. I've got to go from here and spend 4 hours, writing. I reckon I do 4 or 5 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next couple of weeks, just to get roughly to where I need to be.
Right. Wow.
In the process.
Do you have it down now? As in, do you have a format? So you go, I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm going to write roughly a time frame of what happens, and I'm going to do that. And then when you've got it all together, you actually write it, or is it a mixture?
It's a mess. I mean, I don't. Yeah. This one, I have a plot, and I've plotted it all out, and I know what happens, and that's fine. Most of the time, I have no idea what happens, because I want to surprise myself every day and go, if I'm surprising myself, then hopefully the readers will be like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah.
And when I tried to start writing years ago, I said to somebody, I mean, I can't write. I don't know how to write. And they said, yes, you can, because you're writing. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know how to write. And they went, it doesn't matter. It's the end result. And this woman had worked with a lot of writers. She goes, I know a guy who writes every morning. He starts writing at 10 and finishes at midday. And even if he's like mid-thought, he comes to midday and goes, well, I'll finish that tomorrow. There are other people. I think...
Richard Osman does 2 hours a day.
Does he?
2 hours every morning.
He said that when he came in, yeah, and he doesn't stop at the end of a chapter. He'll stop halfway through a sentence or something like that. So then you have to pick up.
Yeah.
Type thing. You can't just go, that's done, and then forget about it type thing.
That's not a bad idea, because then I guess that when you then open up the laptop, switch the computer on the next day...
You have to finish what
you're like, oh, I've got something to start with now.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's done all right. He's sold a few books.
Not bad, is it?
Okay. Not many books about farts, though, I've noticed.
No.
Well, listen,
It's got
that's
fart
the thing.
deficit.
The beauty of a good fart is always...
Exactly.
I mean, look, really...
It's worked on me again.
But sometimes you just drop it in. Sometimes you can do it that way.
Yeah.
You're on the right show for this, but
I really am.
I think we did the shipping forecast once, didn't we? Where we just put little, the odd fart in between. It worked a treat, actually. It was lovely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's tell all our amazing listeners about the storyline of the book, The Aliens and whatnot.
The Fart Saved the Universe. Well, we were asked to write a World Book Day book, which was an honour, actually, because they only asked 5 authors to do that, and it was I called it The Fart That Broke World Book Day because I wanted to make it about World Book Day. It was about some aliens coming down to a school. I figured a good time, if you're an alien, a good time to infiltrate a school is on World Book Day because everyone's dressed up in weird costumes anyway.
Yes.
You can slip under the radar. So, I enjoyed doing that story. I enjoyed the characters. So when I wrote my next book, I thought I'd take that story and send them off into space. I'm a big fan of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This book owes a big debt to that. I like the idea that space is not full of gleaming white consoles and supercomputers and doors that go whoosh. It's actually full of idiots and people who don't know what they're doing and who are greedy and a mess like down here on Earth. So there's all sorts of aliens. There's a country and western singer called Dol E. Pardon. See why I did that?
See you in court.
That's it, you're in court. And aliens are great because you can let your imagination go crazy.
It's a lovely idea. Hey, there's The Fart That Saved the Universe. Is it out now?
It is, sorry.
That's Stephen just drinking his Tennent's.
Special brew. It's taken out of me, this writing.
Everybody get this book. If you've got kids, if you are a kid, if you're a grown-up and you like the idea of reading The Fart That Saved the Universe, then you should definitely get it. Look at this. The #1 best-selling creators of The Fart That Changed the World. Because it's you and Anita as well.
Yeah.
Anita his sister does all the illustrations in it as well, which are lovely. Do you like farts?
I'm not a massive fan, no. No.
But you did laugh at the fart sound effect.
Yeah, I mean, a fart sound effect is one thing, but farts themselves,
Yeah, it's
I can take or leave them.
It's a
Quite
tricky one,
sinister,
isn't it?
aren't they?
Wasn't it? Arsene Wenger made some comment about farts, or am I thinking? No, he said everyone thinks their wife is the prettiest. I don't know why I associated that with farts.
Because he's Arsene Wenger.
That's what it is.
That's what it was. Would you, if I were to play some fart sound effects, would you like to pick your favourite?
Okay, go.
Okay, this is highbrow. It's like you're on the Today programme.
This is it.
#1. Okay. #2.
Yeah.
And we'll break you, Stephen. We'll break you. #3.
I mean, that's good.
4.
No.
5.
Oh.
6.
I think, yeah.
7.
That needs medical attention.
Yes.
8's a cracker, by the way. You ready? Strap yourself in for 8.
Yeah, that's the best.
Is that your fave?
It's my favourite.
It's a comedy.
Fart number 8.
It's a comedy.
It's tight, it's high, it's got everything.
We added to our
I'm
fart.
like a sommelier now of
Good
farts.
vibes.
We added a new one to it recently. We nicknamed, because all the other ones are numbered. This has actually got a name. It's called the Squeaker.
Oh, yes.
And then there are 2 that there's the longest one is, and then there's 2 that Pippa hates, and one of them actually makes her uncomfortable. This can play it all day. You can make her laugh all day long, but then one is it's going too far, Stephen.
Sometimes you can have too much of a good thing.
That's laundry basket, that one.
That really is.
The fart that went too far.
There we go.
Oh.
Going, let me get a pen.
Well, we were talking to Tim Peake, weren't we, the other day, and how if you fart in space, it could project you, push you forward.
Yes,
a bit.
Yeah.
you can.
Maybe there's something in that.
Yeah.
So you got an astronaut who'd been on this International Space Station,
Yes, yeah.
and you were talking about farts. I
Yes.
am on the right show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fart
He
your way
loves it.
around.
You
Turn
can't.
yourself around. It's true.
Tim Peake, the astronaut, and Professor Brian Cox, you can't come up with a stupid question that they don't go, that's a good question, actually, because...
He loves it, doesn't he? Tim Peake just loves space, doesn't he? Anything about space.
How do you wee in space? Good question. So what we do is, I mean, everything, you know. Everybody get the book now. Stephen's book, 7th book. I think one of the reasons I like you is as a 2-time Sunday Times best-selling author myself, Stephen. You know, I just there's like just a bond, isn't there? There's like an invisible bond.
Writers,
you know, you
yeah.
can
a literary
feel
bond. Yeah,
You can like you're sat next to Dominic.
I haven't written.
You're
a
not
book.
feeling that.
I haven't written a book.
but you've read some.
I've read books, yeah. But I'm not a writer.
You're not a writer.
Like you two are. I'm not one of those people.
I've read about 3 books in my life. But I've written 2, which I think is really interesting. So I just need to write 1 more, and I've read as many books as I've
Then
written.
you'll have 0 goal difference.
Which
Exactly.
it's what we'll have, exactly. Did you do the marathon recently?
I did.
How was it?
Oh, I loved it.
Did you?
I did. I mean, I did in the way that you feel incredibly... this is the deep sense of satisfaction of actually doing it and getting to the end. But it was tough. The people passing out, falling.
It was
over.
warm.
It was hot,
It was really
yeah.
warm.
A
day,
guy
wasn't it?
came past me up Birdcage Walk the last few hundred metres, and he elbowed me in the side of the head,
What?
trying to get past me. And I thought, everyone, calm down, everybody.
The side of the head, how tall was he?
He was tall. He was about 6'5", and his elbows were high. And he smacked me in the side of the head. And then 20 yards, I just saw him sort of going to the left, and he just fell. He was obviously in the last phases of sort of going.
calmer, though.
Have you done it before?
This is my 3rd time, but the second time I did it was a disaster. I ended up walking the second half because I just very overexcited at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people, as you know. It was all Hollywood, and then it was a bit more Hollyoaks in the second half.
Pippa's done the marathon. That's why she was saying yes. And nodding
Did
at
you
a
this
lot.
time?
I don't like to talk about it. No, not this time, like 2017, but any moment someone mentions the marathon, I'm like, yeah.
What time did you do?
3:56.
Oof.
That's incredible.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
I know, incredible.
Hello,
but-
Tiger. All right, Zola Bud.
Sub 4 minutes.
There
he is.
There I
Picture
am.
on the
Look.
screen.
Oh, that's the time before, but yeah,
That's it.
I'll
Oh,
take
is
it.
it?
I'll take it as a look.
Sub 4.
That is incredible.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
great.
It is 2 hours of total joy, and everyone is having a great time, and then 2 hours of really, really tough pain.
Abject misery.
Then let me change your life. You need to be running half marathon.
Just stop after the
2 hours of joy, and then you cross the finish line. You're like, oh,
Done now.
great, and then you're done. You
Yeah.
can have as many Mars bars and Lucozades
It's
as you
a
can
more
handle.
sensible distance, isn't it? Let's be honest.
I don't fancy it. I really don't. And I can run. I'm a decent runner, but it's too far.
Yeah. But when you finish a half marathon and think, doing that all over again.
We both did the Great North Run, didn't we? The idea of then having to do that again, I just couldn't get it in my head.
I loved the Great North Run. I got cramp about a mile from the finishing line, and I did that thing where it just kept going. But I did, but the thought of then getting there and being halfway is like, man.
Yeah,
What a
but that's why when you do it, the Great North Run starts on a dual carriageway, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you up near the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the elite male athletes on the other side of the... Yeah, I've done that.
Right.
They go off at doing 4-minute miles.
You go down the underpass and you're running 100 miles an hour.
It's very hard not to get overexcited, isn't it? And I did that. And
put it up to 6 miles.
Yeah.
I did it. I ran it with a woman who'd been training with us, and I got so carried away. I didn't realise I got carried away with the surge of the crowd that they have pace setters with the signs, and it's like 1 hour 50 from here or whatever. And it was like one of the guys had a sign, and it said something like 1 hour 40 from here. And I was like, 1 hour 40? And she went, pay no attention to those. They're absolute nonsense. They're not real. And then as I was hurtling towards the finishing line, and I'm like, I was under 2 hours. And afterwards she said, so those pace setters are spot on. but you were running the fastest you've ever run because you just got carried away with the whole thing because I had to slow you down. Otherwise, you wouldn't have finished. You would have just, like that fella that you saw all wobbly away.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing to learn, isn't it? Because it's so exciting. And also you're fit. You know, you've been training and it's a nice day and everyone's there and you've all come out in your best running gear. And you've done your hair and it's exciting.
Watching those elite runners fly off in seconds.
I know.
Somebody texted in, the reason I know you did it, thought you did it, somebody texted in and said they saw you at the 6 mile mark and shouted Dan at you very loudly.
They did, yeah. I think I counted 24 Dans.
No. From the same person or across the way.
And then one guy who pointed at me and went, "Oh, look, it's Steve Coogan," which I'll take.
Wow.
I'll take that.
Please tell me you gave him an aha.
And doing the London Landmarks half marathon a few weeks before, a 10 or 11-year-old girl was at the side, shouted, "Look at that massive star." I thought, guys, I'm just running the marathon. And then I looked to my left and there was someone dressed as a star.
You're already waving.
Overtaking me.
Yes, it's me.
So that told me, didn't
That's
it?
lovely.
Stephen's book is out now. It is The Fart That Saved the Universe. Here it is. It's a beautiful book. Everybody get it. I'll see you for the 8th book at Christmas.
See you at the marathon next year.
No, you won't. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stephen Mangan.
Radio X.